Hey, this is really odd. I don't know why, for some reason. I'm gonna have to figure out. So I hired an assistant and she's so awesome. And she's set up all my Zoom calls, but as soon as I pop on, it's already recording and I have to admit everyone into the call. So I'm sorry. Also, I'm sorry I'm running late. Cray cray. But I know y'all get life is crazy. So hopefully we're messaging people while you're waiting on me. So, all right. We're just gonna, whoops, hang on. Let me get the configuration correct here. Can y'all hear me okay? Let me make sure my volume's up. Okay, people are trying to get admitted. This is so odd. All right, maybe Zoom changed their thingy. All right. How do I make it so that people can just pop on? This is so strange. I don't want to put attendees in a waiting room. Yeah, no waiting rooms here. Okay, all righty. Let me grab a pen real fast. Okay, well, welcome. So glad you guys could pop on. This is going to be fun. Okay, we can hear each other. That's wonderful. Okay. I just might have to check it every so often to make sure no one's in the waiting room. All right, so guys, welcome to the call. Today we're going to talk about just the basics of this business. And there's probably a gamut of people on tonight. Some of you are brandy new ambassadors, so welcome. We're so excited you're part of our tribe here. And some of you might be more seasoned ambassadors. Some of you are gunning for Leaders Retreat. Some of you are maybe feeling a little bit stuck. Wherever you're at in your journey, we're so excited you're here. So my name is Megan, and I'm so glad you guys could be on. I started Plexus about 4.5 years ago just for products. And what I found was the products not only blessed my health, they started to bless a lot of other people's health as well. And it was an honor to be able to introduce the products that were helping me and that I saw potential with. I knew that gut health was huge. I knew that blood sugar balancing was super important. And so when I started, it took me a couple months to muster up the gumption and the fearlessness to kind of put it out there and share. But I decided to do it not based off my own personal experience with the products because I was still in process. I was very sick and recovering from mold toxicity, and it was a couple-year process for me. So if you're in that process of healing yourself, but also really needing to get your products covered, or maybe you were like me and started to see oh, who else can I help with this? And so I shared on the basis of the fact that I knew that the products could help people, and I understood them enough to know that it could be huge. And so I wasn't going off of my own health testimony for the reason for sharing. I was more going off of the fact that I knew how the products worked and that they were a lot more comprehensive and a lot less expensive than what my naturopath had me on. So it was easy for me to share. And so when people come to me and they're like, oh, Plexus is so expensive, I'm like, you've not been sick then. You haven't used supplements then. Because working with a naturopath, being super sick, not being able to function in life, and the uncertainty of knowing whether you're going to heal yourself or not, it's scary places to be and it's expensive place to be. And so the fact that I can take a couple of products that were already in combination form and for less than $100 was mind-blowing to me. So it's all about perspective, right? So I am excited for you guys because you have the potential to help so many people. Every one of us represents a whole network of people that may be struggling in a huge way with their health and you have no idea, or they may be praying for an answer financially. And Plexus, I mean, I'm still flabbergasted with Plexus. I'm like, it's like the perfect blend of friendship, community, good health, and business. And I'm entrepreneurial, but I wouldn't have branded myself as like this crazy, business person. I'm a mom of 6. I homeschool my kids. We live in a little tiny town. I live on the farm that I grew up on. And so Plexus can gift you. And if you have a vision, even just to help a couple people, roll with that vision, because I think that's God-given, and you have an opportunity in front of you to impact other people. And I'll just share a little bit of my personal perspective that I'm a believer in Jesus, and so I believe that every person is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to love. It's an opportunity to share influence. And when I think of even Jesus and how he ministered to people, he ministered to people's health a lot of times before he was ever able to impact them in a spiritual way. And so that's just a little bit of my brain space. You do not have to be a believer to be in Plexus or anything like that, but I view this as a huge opportunity, way beyond something that just will impact physical health, because health encompasses not just physical, it encompasses spiritual, emotional, mental, so many things. And in Plexus, we really focus on personal growth, and that's been a huge unexpected blessing. Like, I had no idea even what that was. And as you share with people, it forces you to grow personally, because you get better at talking to people. You start to address some of your own issues in your life, and those are all positive things. I'm a different person today than I was 4.5 years ago, not just physically, but also emotionally, spiritually, mentally, so many ways. So all that to say, so glad you guys are on. I don't think there's anyone in the waiting room now. Okay, everyone's popping on. So that's good. All right, so if you're brand new, you may be thinking, what if I shared with people? How could this help them? You're in that space of uncertainty because you have no idea whether people even want what you're doing, but you won't know until you start asking. And so I would encourage you to get your ask on and to think about who you could help. And some of you seasoned ambassadors are working this business like a business. It's starting to pay you like a business, not a hobby. Some of you are gunning for Leaders Retreat. What we're going to focus on in this call is simple tasks. This business is not hard. You honestly don't have to work a business in order to hit the first rank in the company. The first rank is called Silver, and that's when you help 3 people get started on the products. And it's as simple as calling up your mom, your BFF, maybe even getting your husband signed up, right? And getting them started. And so the tasks don't change. Like when I'm talking to someone new, or I'm talking to someone maybe stuck in their business, or whether you're a silver or a diamond, the tasks are the same. And so we're going to go over some of the basic things. You all have these 2 things printed out. I was asking everyone to print those out or order them from my Plexus print. These were at convention, and we also gifted them with them a couple weeks ago. And it was kind of the basis for the training, which was amazing when I was in Scottsdale a couple weeks ago. But if you ever feel stuck, this is where you need to go, because this will get you unstuck. It'll get your ask in gear, and it will help you especially track your consistency. So if you are someone that struggles with consistency and you come to me, or even whatever, if you say, hey, Megan, things are not happening, it's not working, this doesn't work, I'll say, well, show me what you have filled out in your booklet. Have you filled in the little bubbles? This is a recipe, and it's a skill set to acquire. I did not come into Plexus knowing anything, except I knew I needed better health, and I started to learn more about the products. I'm like, this can benefit everyone. And so I shared on the basis, not that I knew everything, but that I knew that it could help people. And if I didn't know the answer, it was okay. I would go ask Carrie Netherton, my sponsor and sweet friend, or I would go look on YouTube or in the team page, and I would search for the answer and then get back with people. It's okay if you don't know the answers. That's how we learn. And so I just jumped in with 2 feet. I was like, all right, if I can make 50 extra bucks a month, that's a win. If I can get our own family's products paid for and help a few people, I'll consider that a win. So we are going to talk about these things. So if you do not have them, I'm going to show you where to find them. And I'm just going to keep it super simple, super basic. And I'm actually going to share my screen so you all can see what I'm doing. So I just go over to my website. Hopefully my internet doesn't get slow on me here. I'm going to go sign in. And I would encourage you guys to get familiar with your back office. The more you click around in there, the more familiar it will become, and it will be less of an avoidance thing. Because if you're someone that avoids technology or avoids things you're not familiar with, you'll get better at just navigating if you just pop back in there. Okay, so we're going to go to the left-hand column where it tells us, hang on, not my dashboard, my business. And we're going to go to where it says, hang on, not my business, resource library. And I just wanted to point out that this is a fabulous tool for you. If you're someone that likes to check the boxes, and if the team page seems a little overwhelming, like you're drinking from a fire hydrant because it's like such random stuff that's not organized, come here, because this will give you the system, okay? It'll give you the recipe. And what are we looking at? We're looking for, I think, where did I find it? Step 1. And step 1 is, no, right there. There we go. So it's the sharing system. So we're going to click right here on the scripts workbook. And this is what, if you haven't printed out, you want to print. Because this is going to give you not verbatim what to say, but it's going to give you examples of conversations, okay? And you're going to send out different messages depending on the person that depending on your relationship with the person. So if it's someone that you don't know very well, you're not going to go be all chatty like, hey girl, and act like you know them super well. Or use someone else's verbiage that like totally isn't you, okay? But it gives specific examples of what to say. So we'll just look over here really quick. So, hang on. We just have to remember, what do I say? That's the big question. And you just have to remember this, that you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Okay, and if your heart is in the right place, in which I should encourage you guys to all write down like your goal and your why, your reason for doing this in the first place, because that's going to be your fuel. And it's going to be that like fire in your belly that gets you up and motivated to do the things, which we're going to talk about what the things are in a minute. So the goal is to be connecting with them authentically. If you have not listened to Carissa Casey, she's a Diamond Ambassador in Plexus and a personal friend of mine. She has a video called something like Sound Bites. I think that's what it's called. But anyway, go to her YouTube channel and go listen to some of her verbiage videos. It's basically little phrases to use in your messaging, okay? Because we want to avoid being salesy, especially. And if you talk to someone in Messenger like you would if you were chatting with them in person, I think that's a good indication that you're being genuine in your reach outs. Okay, so you're going to be sending specific scripts, whether you're sending about general health and happiness, you're reaching out to them about the business, your weight loss, whatever the reasons are, you'll be sending specific specific messages. And these are just examples of what to say, and you want to make them genuine to you. Okay, and then it shows, how to reply when people say yes. Okay, and we're going to follow this recipe of send, share, invite. So first you're going to send a message, and you're going to share a story. That's what it's talking about here. So you want to send a little video. That's usually what I send. Like if someone says, yeah, hey, I'm actually considering Plexus, I've seen your posts, then I'll say, okay, cool. Do you mind if I send a quick video over for you to check out? And then usually I send a 1-minute triplex video. A lot of times I'll ask them their health goals. If we're chatting, I'll ask them their health goals. And my top 3 questions I ask people are, do you have any bathroom troubles? Do you have any allergies? And what medications are you on, if any? And those 3 questions are usually my indications of what's going on. If they're like, nope, I don't have any gut health issues, I've never had problems there, but I have horrible allergies. I'm like, you may not be telling me the truth. So if they answer yes to any of them, which most of them do, I usually start them on a combo that includes the triplex, because I feel like that is the foundation for core health. And if they do not have good gut health, they will not have sustainable weight loss if that's their goal. And a lot of people, it's an overarching, I need weight loss, but that's usually a symptom of something else going on in their body. So send a message, send a little, reach out, and it needs to be short and sweet. Do not send big, long messages. And then you share a story. So you can send, usually I send either the 1 minute triplex video or one of the videos from Super Saturday, either the stories of 6 women or the opportunity one with Abby Kappa. Those are pretty much my top 3 that I send. Trying to think if there's anything else. Sometimes if someone is struggling with Lyme disease or they're super green and they want tons of info, I might send over Shoshana's Thriving Not Surviving video. Okay, but anyways, it's short and sweet. Like people are busy, they don't have time to read or listen to a big long thing, okay? And then send, share, and then you invite. So you invite them to get started. And I am super direct. I'm direct with my closing. If their response to what did you think, and they're ready to get started, then you help them start, right? If they say no, I always come back and ask them for referrals. Also, I'll say, if they're like, no thanks, I'm not interested, I'll be like, okay, no worries. Like, thank you so much for getting back with me. That was super sweet of you. I always try to acknowledge that they sent me a response, which may have been a brave thing for them to do, but I always ask them, like, hey, if you know of anyone else that I could help with, gut health, with hormone health, hormone balance, blood sugar balance, what else do sometimes I list off a couple issues, especially if I know that they have fibromyalgia or something like that. And maybe they don't know that I know that, or migraines, or just common things like that. I'll just say, hey, I always take referrals. So if you think of someone, send them my way. So that's what I usually do. I do not say, okay, no worries, and just end it. I try to turn the no into a referral. Okay. And if they're ready to get started, I act with urgency, and I'll tell you a quick little story. So we're in the process of building a house, and we are getting estimates and bids from different people on the cabinetry, and we're going to pick who we're going to go with. But one thing I've noticed is 1 out of the 3 has responded back with a ton of urgency. Like, he's like Johnny on the spot, getting us answers. There's 2 other guys that are like, oh, hey, we're leaving for vacation for 10 days. Like, and then we haven't heard from them. And so there is a element of, when someone's ready, capitalize on that. In my first year of Plexus, I dropped everything. Within reason, when people are ready, I'm like, okay, here, I'll send you the link. Or usually anymore, I like to sign them up myself. So I'll just say, hey, can I call you really quick? I'll do it over the phone with you. So either on their end, I'll walk them through it, especially if they want to work the business, or I'll just say, hey, just, text me your info. Here's the graphic for that. And there is a graphic, so you don't have to type out everything they need to send you. There is a graphic in the little album on the team page that says graphics to save. So save those things, and then boom, you don't have to wait until they're home from work to get on the computer and navigate, okay? It gets them moved through your funnel quickly. And then do not be afraid to ask them what they think and to ask for some specific questions. Is the 1 minute triplex video the one that links them directly to your website? Yeah, there is such a thing. That would be wise to do that. You'll have to go from your back office to do that. So, and then you'll just have to copy the URL. So that's actually really smart. A lot of times I'm on my phone and I'll just look it up quick on YouTube. Or if you're wise and can just save it to the notes in your phone, that's even better. Okay, and then it kind of goes through follow-up, okay? And the follow-up process is very important. Most people will not get started the first time you reach out. And the ball is always in your court, so I bounce the ball back tons. Just keep track of who you're talking to and follow up, follow up, follow up. It is not annoying to be following up, it's professional. And the people that follow up are the ones that sign people up. So you have to be bold. You kind of have to get rid of the stories in your head telling you why they're not messaging you back or whatever. And I like what Wendy Lawson says. She says, they're still thinking about it. Why project on them that they're not interested and that you're bugging them, right? We want to have the posture that I'm in this profession. It's just like the lady that called me from Flooring America. She's like, hey, I know that you stopped in and talked to so-and-so. I just wanted to follow up with you because just to reach back out and see where you're at in the process, if you're ready to pick out some, but she followed up with me, right? And I could go with Flooring America or I could go with Flooring Surfaces, but the person that wins is the one that's gonna follow up, okay? So just to remind you that follow-up is professional. Okay, and it's part of the process. You know, I had so many people reach out to me before I was ready to start Plexus. And so if you want to be the person signing them up instead of the person that first introduced them to Plexus, then you need to be following up. And to do it just in a reminder way, my sponsor, Carrie Netherton, I love to tell the story about her because she was the follow-up queen. And because of her action, she has that one choice impacted, I don't know how many ambassadors on my team, probably close to like 8,000 people, maybe 10, I don't know. And the team is growing like crazy. So think about the potential with following up with people, that choice, okay? You may not just be signing up a wholesale ambassador, you may be signing up a future diamond. And so she was the follow-up queen, and she was not annoying. She was not salesy. She was like, hey, Megan, I just want to message you back and see what other questions you had. Okay, on my end, I had just had baby number 5. I was kind of in the O-word state, overwhelmed, busy, and I wanted to start Plexus, but my bandwidth was really tight. I was nursing a baby 24/7, and her following up with me encouraged me. It didn't push me, but it encouraged me to like just make that decision. And then finally, after so many follow-ups, she's just like, hey, I have a couple spots for some incentives. We're doing this coupon stack. I don't remember exactly what she said, but I was so afraid she was going to give my spot away to someone else. I'm like, yeah, I want that spot. Please, please, please. But she signed me up over at least 2, if not 3 other people that had reached out to me about Plexus. You know, one girl had promised to send me a sample and never got around to it till like 4 months later. I think it was already gold at that point. So let that be a lesson to you. If you do not follow up, someone else will sign them up. If you do not reach out to your current circle, someone else will sign them up, I promise you. And if not for Plexus, for another company. So you have to see the potential in people and see the opportunity knocking at your door, and have that urgency, have that fire in your belly, like, I'm excited what I'm learning. You don't have to know everything. All you maybe know is like, I'm drinking a pink drink and it's making me feel better, and you should try it with me. Okay? So, okay, and then it just talks about telling your story. So, and that's another really key component to helping people get started, is people are on social media, and if that's where people are, then that's where we should market. And I'm not saying you should blast Plexus on your social media feed, but you need to get it out there. And the more you get your name, the more you get what you're sharing out there, the more people you're going to influence. And so it needs to be done tastefully, but it can be part of your life. Just like the reaching out and following up as part of your life. I'm going to talk about the high five in a minute. Then the high five is a very simple system that Jessica Heffley taught me when I started. And if you do that every day, I promise you, you will be successful in your business. But it's like you have to work these things into your day so that it becomes a priority. It's not the priority because all of us have a ton of things we're doing, right? That's why I was late. I was like rushing home from farmhouse stuff, from shopping, or going on a girl weekend. It's just crazy, but it's a priority to me to get the things done, right? And so that might mean that I'm listening to calls on my way home, or when I'm doing laundry, or doing like some brainless activity where I could be feeding my mind and learning a skill set from someone that's more seasoned than me, right? So if you're in a very busy season, you can still do this and be successful. You can still help people in the nooks and crannies of your life. So, okay, let's screen share once again. And feel free, guys, if you're thinking of things, just go ahead and put them in the, hang on. Just go ahead and put them in the comments. And let me see if I can figure out. There we go. Okay, now we're looking for, it was a little bit hidden when I was looking for these. So the Scripps workbook is in the sharing system. So the Start Here, Start Now is just different things you can click on to learn. And then there's the Healthy Business Workbook, okay? And that's under the first link, Start Here, Start Now. And the things that I'm teaching you and showing you here is exactly what you need to be doing with new ambassadors. The first thing that you need to be doing with them, actually, and I was talking to someone about this today. Okay, say you signed up, for example, let's say you signed, just for math's sake, you signed up 10 people last month. Some of you are like, what? Who signs up 10 people? It can be done. Okay, all of those people, you have a system with. You did something to get those people started. What was that system? Whatever that is, you're going to teach other people to do. And one of the missing pieces that I did in the beginning of starting Plexus is that I was so passionate and excited about getting started on the products. I did not make, the sharing part of it part of my system. But I should have made it my system in the beginning of when I talked about products, when I talked about getting started and consistency, that I also said, that I also shared the opportunity with them. Like, hey, there's a leadership opportunity with Plexus. I have no idea if this even interests you, but this is the deal. A lot of times I will just pose the question like, hey, what are your thoughts about sharing? Because if I would have been asked that question, I would have shared a whole lot sooner. My sponsor probably could have just been bossy and said, hey, you need to make a post. Like, you're influential. You have people that you can help. You need to do this. So I think we need to have the same clarity and the same willingness to be honest with people and not be so fearful of scaring them off, right? Because we do. We create these stories in our mind of like, oh, they would never do this. Heck yeah, they will, especially if you tell them the potential. So when I start a new ambassador, I try to sign them on the phone. And then I like to ask them, or tell them, hey, here's your product instructions, here's all the things, and tell me what your thoughts are about sharing. And if they're open to sharing, I help them make a post then. I send them what to say and have them post a picture with it. And so that is a simple system to help people start sharing. And it's highly duplicatable. So you can be working through, whoa, I didn't mean to click on it like that. Whoopsie. Oh man. Okay, very gently, I need to figure out how to, okay, well, let me see if I can minimize the, there we go, okay. Healthy Business Workbook, and this is all, it talks in the beginning about tracking your goals. So if you don't have your goals written down, you need to write them down. So what are your goals? I have my notebooks from when I first started Plexus, and it's so fun to see what my goals were in the beginning. And it can be just as simple as helping, a couple people get started for their health and helping my own health get better, right? It can be super, super simple, but you need to write down your goal, because if you do not write down your goal, you have nothing to shoot for, right? So, and then also, this is another thing, is consistent scheduling. Keeping a consistent schedule will create momentum. You'll pick up the speed the more you work it. It's like, what is it? The law of thermodynamics? I don't remember. But when something is in motion, it will tend to stay in motion. And the opposite is also true. So challenge yourself by focusing on your goals, leads, and daily IPAs each day. And IPA simply means income producing activity. And this is something that Genevieve told us when we were at the training. She said, aligned activity cures everything. And I will say the consistency of sharing on Facebook educates your audience. It also shows them what you're doing. It allows them like a little peek into your life. And then, the consistency in your reach outs will also I don't know, it just works your business like that. It will help you be successful. But if you're inconsistent and sporadic, you'll not see the results you want. So just an encouragement there. It gives some specifics here, like 1 hour, you can do your send, share, invite. So you'll spend time in Messenger. You have to spend time in Messenger. Don't just scroll Facebook and call that like networking. You have to spend time in Messenger, specifically asking people if they've tried Plexus, if they've heard of it, if they've seen your posts. You know, genuine little reach outs like, hey, totally thought of you today. You've been on my heart. I don't even know if you've seen any of my Plexus posts, but it's helping me, and I thought I should reach out and tell you about it. Would you watch a quick little video and tell me your thoughts? Something as simple as that, okay? 30 minutes, you can develop relationships, you know, just get together with people. 30 minutes, you can follow up with your customers, send a little video, and 30 minutes expanding your network. So, you know, if you have a very small friends list, you can expand that. I think I might have had 200 friends when I started Plexus, but you'll have to expand your network. If you don't have 500 friends yet, go for 500. If you don't have 1,000, go for 1,000. And just, this is the thing. If you are living an interesting life, you will naturally grow your influence and you'll naturally attract people to yourself. So just don't stay at home and sit behind a computer all the time. Get out, join some moms groups, go take a class, go skydive, I don't know. Just go do things. Share your life on Facebook, and people will track with what you're saying. You know, some people tell me like, oh, Megan, well, I don't have an interesting life. And I had one gal tell me like, well, I'm just at home pregnant with a 2-year-old. Like, people love to see 2-year-old antics. People love to see pregnant people. Like, milk that, because people love it, you know? And it's a way to encourage people, you know? So, okay, let's talk about this. So the sharing system. The sharing system is simply this: send, and we're going to send 5 to 10 times daily, both new and follow-up messages. Okay, you can use a product video, one of the opportunity videos, or one of the empowerment videos. I just basically use those 3, triplex, and then the 2 from Super Saturday. And then you're going to share, you know, share a story, do some sort of sharing so they can learn more, and then invite them. I invite them to get started. Like if we're chatting back and forth, sometimes I'll just say, well, hey, what are your thoughts about getting started? I'm helping people get their orders in tonight. It's as simple as that. And then if they give you some sort of objection, then you can work with that. And if they give me an objection, like basically not right now, but I am still interested, I'll invite them to some call that we have. And if you've noticed our team calendar, it's very cyclical. So we have usually some sort of 1 night of testimonies or a 3-day blitz. 1 night of testimonies or a 3-day blitz. And you can always plug people into a live event, which is nice. Okay. And then here is your sheet that your sheets that you're going to be working off of. So if you turn the pages, it basically is a glorified notebook where, sorry about that. I think it just kicked me off. Are you all still there? Anyways, can you all still hear me okay? Good? All righty. Okay, well, let me share my screen again. So basically this little sheet is a glorified notebook where you can go through your address book, your email list, your Facebook friends list, and you're just going to categorize people by how you know them, okay? So it's people that might want additional income. It might look like people that you know want to lose weight or get in shape. I mean, just having an awareness when you scroll social media, that's a total opportunity to initiate. If you see someone complaining about migraines, their weight, you know, whatever financial issues they're having, things like that. You also might look for people that are the life of the party, previously worked in direct sales or network marketing, has a large social network, or that are teachers or nurses. Kind of looking at different demographics, that really helps. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing that. So that's just like a jogger, and you need to be filling that out and working on that because it'll make your daily activities so much easier. Oh, and then it has a little calendar thing. So your daily income producing activities, and it just shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you can add up how many, you know, times you asked, how many times you sent, and how many times you shared and invited. So that's awesome. So it's a way to track your progress and your consistency. So that's the basic gist, y'all. Now I will open it up for questions. So what questions do we have? Because I'm sure there are plenty. I think, oh, I forgot to share the high five. Okay, who has a question? Just unmute, or you can stick it in the comments. All the chats erased. That's weird. Don't be scared. Since I have my kiddo on my Facebook pictures and things, and I don't want her all over, how do you balance who you add? I add like friends of friends, family members. Like when I started Plexus, I mean, I had so many cousins and people like I just wasn't Facebook friends with, but there wasn't any reason in particular. I was just kind of private, I guess, although I did have a blog prior to Plexus. But I just kind of look at their Facebook feed. If they're a homeschool mom with 8 kids, I personally don't have a problem adding them. You can kind of stalk people's profiles to know whether it's someone that you would find interesting and want to know in real life. That's how I view it. Also, you do not have to make your pictures of your kids public. So just FYI, your Plexus posts, I would set to public because more people can see them. So yeah, that's a good question. Who else has a question?
All right, I'm going to ask my question.
Okay.
I'm halfway terrified sometimes to ask questions because I'm like, what does everybody think? But okay, I'm facing my fears. I am really struggling with the balance of I work 40 hours a week and I have obligations with my church, and I am really struggling to find a balance because my husband, he doesn't really care that I am taking Plexus. Like, he's okay with it. He allowed me to sign him up, which was a huge step for him. And he's not been consistent with taking the products at all, much to my dismay. But what I'm struggling with is if I find myself working on the business too much, like I feel it takes time away from him since he does work a lot. And a lot of times if he gets off early, it's like a huge rare thing, or if he's off on a Saturday, it's a rare thing. And a lot of times I plan my Saturday to work my business and then it's like shot to pieces because my husband is home and he decides for the moment to do something. He never pre-plans, and I am very much a pre-planner, I guess, more than what I realized and thought I was. So I was wondering your thoughts on how I can balance running my home and working and husband and all that, because I'm not at home for 9 hours out of the day every day.
Yeah, that's a great question. Do you get a lunch break at your work?
I do. And I generally, between lunch and the time I start work of the day, I'm thinking of what I want to post. Sometimes due to my job, like I might have to run a couple errands generally on my lunch break, because I work 8 to 5 and every place else is open 8 to 5. Mm-hmm. So I'll just put it this way. Today, we were really, really slow at the warehouse, and they said, does anybody want to volunteer to take a half day off? And I'm like, me, I can work on my business. I was like all over that. So, but that's kind of where I'm at. But I do try to post on my 10-minute break in the morning. I reach out to people on my 10-minute break in the afternoon, and I do what I can to post or reach out to people at lunchtime. Perfect. And I do listen at work to, like, I'm listening to the 5-second rule right now. Is amazing.
Okay, awesome. Yes, Mel Robbins. If y'all haven't cabbaged onto Mel Robbins stuff, go check out her stuff. Go be friends with her, whatever, on Instagram. Great, great, great. So I would recommend going to Rosalind Payne's YouTube channel. She worked full-time till Diamond. Insane, crazy, but she did that. So I think it is a matter of being super intentional to prioritize the tippy top income producing activities throughout your day. And this applies whether you're working away from home or whether you're at home with a bunch of little kids. For me, I worked this business in the nooks and crannies and when people were sleeping. And so if you have a day where you're like, yes, I get to work Plexus, and then your husband's like, hey, we're gonna go to the lake today, and you're like, oh man, okay, that's out of the question. Sometimes I have to just pre-plan to wake up super early or stay up super late after I've tucked people in bed and get up and do the things. That's how I've made it work and how I've made it happen. So maybe not the answer you want to hear, but I've sacrificed sleep to make it work. The other thing too, when you're in the bathroom, you can message 3 people. When I would sit and nurse a baby, I would voice message. Car commutes are great for listening to a call, or I don't know if you use Marco Polo, but that's a great tool because it's face-to-face. And I know Melinda Nunnikoven is a senior Ruby on our team, and she doesn't do a whole lot of coaching calls, but she does do Marco Polo even with her wholesale people and her customers. So that's a great way, to follow up with people, and it's, work smarter, not harder. Some of you people that work and do Plexus, or I think all of us have other gigs that we're doing, and we're juggling the balls, right? And so sometimes it's just figuring out what the top priorities are and then making it happen. So for me, if I know ahead of time what 10 people I'm reaching out to that particular day, boom, I can get it done super fast. If I have written out what posts I'm going to make for the entire week, which I don't know that I've ever done that, but that's a good idea in theory. I know some people map out their whole month with what they're going to post about. That might be another way where you could just schedule it for the week so it doesn't take bandwidth to know what you're going to say. And you can also use some testimonies that are already pre-written testimonies, just some ones that you find compelling. There's a group called Endless Post Ideas, and a lot of people contribute to that. So that's maybe another resource to look at where you can copy and paste stuff and save it and then post it, boom, done. And then you can go do your reach outs.
Thank you, Megan. Quick question. Rosalind Payne, how does she spell her name? I know some people spell different.
I'm not sure. R-O-Z something.
Okay. I have found Evernote. Julie introduced me to it. Evernote is awesome. I don't know if anybody's ever used that or not on here, but Evernote, you can actually share like your post ideas, or share, like Julie and I, she shared it with me what we were going to do for like an event we were hosting kind of thing. So I've saved a bunch of stuff in that sometimes, and sometimes that's helpful. So thank you. I will do that. And I'm very proud of myself. I'm up to 744 friends. I just noticed on Facebook.
Yay, that's awesome. Yeah, I think there's another good tip here is to communicate also with your hubby, and just, you can see in the comments people were adding some things. But I know Amy Booker had said that they ended up having to have a shareholders meeting where it's like, okay, well, this is a business and it will gift me, how can we work this to complement our family goals? Because what if Plexus started, paying us $500 a month, or $1,000 a month, or $2,000, or what the sky's the limit, right? What could that mean for our family? And I don't know if you have little kids or not, but if you worked out something like, hey babe, could I have Saturday mornings for, I don't even know. You could just work it out and just communicate, like, how could we make this work? So yeah. Okay. Who else has a quick question? How about, we have 5 more minutes. Who has a quick question? What hashtags do you use to find people who need the business? Hashtag work from home, hashtag residual income. I don't know. I've never done that. When you find out, Abby, you can let us know.
Any tips then, on attracting people who need it? Because I keep attracting people who already have it. Who already have a business, and so that doesn't do me any good.
Sometimes
I'm curious about that.
Yeah, sometimes I product swap with people. If they're selling something that I use on a regular basis and we can product swap, that's kind of fun. Yeah, I'm not sure. How's that for an answer? Is it okay that I'm not sure?
You're fine. No, that's good.
I would say go listen to Abby Kappa. If you haven't subscribed to her podcasts, go listen to her stuff. She's one of the top leaders of attraction marketing in Plexus. Same with Bridget Ryan. I don't know who else, but go to YouTube and look up their Instagram training, because I think the thing is, like, you attract people to you, not by what you sell, but like by who you are and what you promote and like the things that are important to you. So, and this is kind of not as simplistic, but like thinking through your brand, maybe do some like Instagram training on branding too, because that's huge. Like Facebook is a different animal than Instagram. Instagram is very much centered towards influence and branding and things like that. Yes, the high five, I'll show you really quick. So can you guys see this? There we go. So the daily high five, if you're not sure what to do every day, go save this post. Number one, you need goals, and you need to be keeping those in front of your face, like post it on the fridge or somewhere where you're going to see it every day. Number two is reach out to 5. Number 3 is follow up. You have prospects, ambassadors, and customers. Number 4 is personal growth. So either listen to a podcast or read a book, and then post on social media and make sure you're checking the team page every day. So that's the daily high five, and that's what the system was that I operated on for a very, very long time. It's super simple, so love that. We have another quick question.
I'm new to Plexus, and I am not sure how, honestly, to get at least 3 people to join. Like, I'm just scared that I'm gonna set out this whole thing and maybe only one person or no one's gonna be interested, in how I like come about that.
That's a great question. Is that Kara that just shared? Welcome, welcome. That's so fun. Yeah, the feeling that you have, it's normal. All of you that have, shared or started sharing, wouldn't you say that you kind of have that fear of, oh man, if I put it out there and only my mom likes my posts and whatever. So it's like have you made your first post yet?
I have not yet.
Okay. Is that the main thing that you're scared of?
No, I think I'm fine with that and everything. I have a list right now of who I think might join.
Mm-hmm.
Just not positive if they even will consider it. I don't know. Like, it's kind of weird to explain.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Even now, when I have a list and I'm going to go message people and I'm going to reach out to them, I don't know unless they come to me, I really don't know where they're at. So I'm operating on faith that I'm seeing something before it happens. And I'm having the mindset like, this person may be praying for either a physical or an answer to their physical health or to their financial health, right? I don't know, but we're in that space of uncertainty, and that's uncomfortable. But like, I know that Jessica Heffley has always encouraged us, like, nothing happens within your comfort zone. So you have to like take that step, and it is scary because you're like, I'm messaging this person. What if they ghost me? What if they never talk to me again? Like all the fears that we tell ourselves. But if you the list that you made, just tell yourself, okay, by tomorrow night, I'm going to have all of those people messaged, and I'm going to make a post on Facebook. Urgency, 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 and do it scared. Hashtag do it scared. Because that's what we're all doing, right? But it's like those scary things that we do is really the first step to helping change people's lives. And one of the things that really helped me, because I was very, very fearful. I'm a fearful person by nature, and I care a lot about what people think about me. But what I realized is that when I was in that space of, oh man, what are they going to think? You know, who am I going to annoy? What friends am I going to lose because I put it out there that I love Plexus and it's changing my health? I started to realize that it's really self-focused of me to be thinking that, and to be shifting my focus off of myself and just be like, who can I help? Because I think when we're coming from a place of who can I help, that genuine heart motive is going to come through. It's going to shine through, you know? And people are going to tell us no, or people are going to tell us not right now, or they're not going to message back. And so I think also knowing what's normal is that if I reach out to 100 people, I'll hear back from 10% of them. And 10% of them, some of that percentage are going to say no. And there might be a couple that say, yeah, that's interesting that you messaged me. Like, I totally saw your post and thought it was interesting. I'd love to hear more information. And so just realizing that it's normal when you reach out to people to have a low percentage of return, but people will watch your post closer as you share on Facebook. And a lot of people that say no or don't respond, it doesn't mean that they're not interested. Just maybe not right now. Does that help?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, well, we're going to cheer you on. I'm going to write your name down too. Who's your sponsor?
Amanda Hardy.
Okay.
And also Amy.
Okay. They're awesome. And they're like super, super supportive people. So whatever fears or anxiousness that you have, like reach out to them or reach out to me. It doesn't matter. But I want to hear when you make your first post, message me, like private message me, because I will celebrate with you. And when that little list that you've made, when you reach out to all of those people, send me a message and I'll do a happy dance with you. Because we're not so interested in the outcome right now. We're working on the process, okay? And so we're not necessarily going for major wins. It's going to be a major win to make that post and to reach out to those people, and that's what we'll celebrate.
What am I supposed to really say in my first
post? So I'll just give you an example, which I thought was brilliant, and I probably should have done when I started Plexus, but I didn't really. I just kind of jumped in with both feet and didn't really think very far ahead. But looking back, if I could start again, I would probably craft an email to close friends and family and tell them what I was doing. And just say, hey, I just wanted to reach out to you guys because I love you. And you guys know me the best, know me well. And I wanted to key you in on something. And I have started, a lot of you know, I would reference my health journey and just say, hey, a lot of you know that I've been sick and trying to recover from mold toxicity. And
for some reason I can barely even hear you.
It might be my internet connection. Sorry, can you hear me now? Let's see. Sorry that you can't hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I get. Yeah. You were gone for a second.
Okay. It's cutting in and out. Sorry, we're out in the sticks. Anyways, I would probably just email my close friends and family and tell them what I was doing. Like, hey, I know a lot of you know I'm trying to heal from being sick from mold. And I found like multiple friends have told me about these supplements called Plexus. And so before you think an alien hijacked my Facebook feed, I'm going to put it out there and share because I know this could impact a lot of people. It's helping people with XYZ health issues. So like for that circle, I would probably reach out in that way just to let them know, like, this is what's up. I'm going to start sharing. I see an opportunity business-wise as well. And just say, hey, if you want some supplements, I'm here for you. If you're thinking about doing the business, like this is an opportunity that's really great. I'd love to share more. So just to kind of put it out there to close friends and family. But in light of the people that you're going to reach out to, it kind of depends on how you know them. If it's like a sister that you're super close to or a BFF, you might just call them and say, hey, I just started some supplements called Plexus, and I think you should do it with me. Will you do it with me? And just say, like, you have to do this with me. Your mom, think of the people that love you the most. Sometimes those are the people that join you the last, but it's okay. It's worth a try, right? With our close circle. But I would just reach out and just say, you know, hey, hey, Amber, I just wanted to reach out to you really quick. I am super excited about some natural supplements I just started. It's helping me with XYZ. Or just reference what you're looking forward to. Like, I'm looking forward to more energy, better gut health, and better sleep. And I'm reaching out because I think it could help other people too. Just curious if this is something that you'd like to learn more about.
I work in home care right now. I've been a CNA for 8 to 9 years, and I love helping people. And, you know, their health is, you know, one of the biggest things. So I feel like this is, you know, just a really good thing to do because it's so much information and you can keep learning from it. And, you know, even if you, for a while, I feel like you're learning something new every day.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that's where this little scripts book will come in handy, where you can go read just some different examples and then formulate your own little message, you know, off of what you feel like, little bits and pieces that you like from the other sample messages.
All right. Thank you. You helped me so much.
You're welcome. All right. Message me when you get those wins in. All righty. I don't see the chat. Let me see. Okay. Well, I think it's time to be done. Guys, thank you for popping on. If this was helpful, maybe we'll just continue to do it on a monthly basis. And it's just simple things, back to the basics. You guys have a great night. Thanks for popping on. Bye, guys.